Hello, welcome to BirdNoise, an Eagles fan podcast. I'm your host, Dominic Estes. Today, I will be discussing the upcoming Sunday Night Football matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. This game is for the division. If the Cowboys win this game, it's very unlikely that we win more games than the Cowboys and get the division back. We have our easy stretch of the schedule after this game with games against the Cardinals and the Giants. But this game needs to be marked as important because it is. Every game is important. We're not downplaying any game, but this game, above some others, has become more important to the Eagles and the Cowboys than any other game coming up. If the Eagles win this game, we hold on to the top seed in the NFC. If we lose this game, we fall to the fifth or sixth seed in the playoffs. It's a very tight race in the NFC, so we need to make sure that we play our best football in this game. When Dak Prescott is starting against the Eagles, the Cowboys are 8-4, including their loss earlier this year. This is a must-win for the Eagles. They need to win this game to keep their hold on the top seed and the division lead. Dallas has a lot of momentum coming into this game. They finally beat a team that was above 500 this past week in the Seahawks, and they have a nice long win streak going. The Eagles have to score touchdowns in this game. We saw what settling for field goals did against the 49ers. It kept them in the game, and then they just took over that game in the second quarter. Everything went wrong against the Niners. The run game was non-existent, Hurts struggled, and the defense looked just awful. Those things have to be fixed immediately. Dallas is a good team. They're a scary team. If Dallas wins this game, their fans will be insufferable. And they'll have every right to. If they beat the Eagles fair and square, that's fine and dandy. But the Eagles have to treat this as a must-win. This is potentially the season for the Eagles. They'll still get to the playoffs, but this game will determine if they play on Wild Card weekend or if they have a bye to rest up, watch some football, watch some film, get better, fix things on the team that need to be fixed, and solve these issues that we're seeing coming up in games. The Eagles are getting Dallas Goedert back on offense, which is huge. The security blanket of a tight end that is very reliable for Jalen Hurts to go to. That's a big plus for the Eagles. The fact that they beat a few teams without Dallas Goedert, that's good news. And not to diminish Jack Stoll or Kyle Contreras' help in the tight end position in Goddard's absence, but they aren't Dallas Goedert. The Eagles also signed Shaq Leonard this past week. Hopefully that will give us some much needed veteran presence in the linebacker position, which we desperately need. We have Moreau, who's our linebacker. He got burnt a whole bunch against the 49ers, and I saw the breakdown in coverage. And besides Moreau getting just absolutely torched, the Eagles' defense didn't look terrible combined. The safeties didn't give up too many big plays. The cornerbacks, they looked decent. Eli Ricks, who's a rookie, gave up the most yards in coverage of our cornerbacks, which is not bad. But once you find the one spot that the Eagles struggle with, you can exploit that, and the 49ers showed that last week. So, keys for an Eagles victory. The run game. It has to come back. Last week, Jalen Hurts was our leading rusher. He had 7 rushes. You can't have your quarterback be your leading passer and your leading rusher. It's just not a recipe for success. This season, it seems like there is a portion of the game where the passing game is just non-existent. We have to have the run game so that we can have the passing game take a step back, figure things out, come back, and be great. The run game needs to fill that gap, and last week it didn't, and it showed. The run game also takes the pressure off of Jalen Hurts. He has to be perfect when the run game is non-existent because there's no other options for the Eagles to move the ball. Following last week's game, we had a couple Eagles fans standing outside the NovaCare complex with a sign that said, "Run the ball," for Coach Sirianni to see. And he saw it. Hopefully, he takes that into account. He runs the ball some more. Use DeAndre Swift. You went out, you paid him. You need to use him. And if you don't use him, game plan for not using him. Next up, the O-line. The O-line has to win in the trenches. Dallas has a good defensive front. You have to neutralize that. You have to neutralize Micah Parsons, or else he will become a game wrecker. If they can do that and get the run game going, they have a better shot at winning this game. Perks to Micah Parsons, he is a great player. That is a terrifying assignment for any O-line. Stop Micah Parsons. He is a quicker, younger version of Aaron Donald, and he can play anywhere on the field and win those matchups, and that is terrifying. So the offense has to neutralize Micah Parsons. 3rd and short, 4th and short. Again, I said this with the 49ers preview. I'll say it again. We have to stay in the 3rd and short, 4th and short situations. Situations where you can use the brotherly shove. Love it or hate it, the brotherly shove is part of our offense now. It is a critical part of our offense. We score a lot of touchdowns with the brotherly shove. We get a lot of first downs with the brotherly shove. Coach Sirianni, he has said, with the brotherly shove, every set of downs is 1st and 9 because you know it's an almost guaranteed first down on a 4th and short situation. If we're in 3rd and 6 plus, you can't use the shove to get that first down. The likelihood of you getting into a situation where you need the brotherly shove, you can get the first down with a regular pass play or something like that. But 3rd and 6 plus, the likelihood of you getting to a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, it starts to go down, especially when you're 3rd and 10 plus. We've got to stay ahead of the sticks. Next up, the defense. The defense has to play better. I saw the breakdown in coverage. I just went over it. We did all right. The cornerbacks and safeties did a good job, but the linebackers have to do better. They have to do better. We have to keep that second level from being our weakness, or else it's just slant routes that we saw Deebo Samuel catch a couple of those and take them to the house. You have to keep CeeDee Lamb in check. If you take away the big plays, Dallas won't have as easy a time just dissecting this defense. The Eagles have to play better as a defensive unit in order to win this game. And lastly, just don't fall behind. We fell behind very quickly in the second quarter. Once the Niners got that first touchdown, you knew momentum had swung, and it showed, and the Eagles could not move the ball. It was 14-6 before you could even blink, and then it just got worse from there. Don't let the Cowboys take the lead, run away, and hide. That's how they beat these teams. They take the lead, they get a good lead, then they just kind of hide. They keep that lead, and they're good. If we can keep this a close game, back and forth matchup, something like we saw a few weeks ago when the Eagles played the Cowboys, then we have a better shot at winning. So that's my preview for the Eagles-Cowboys Sunday Night Football matchup. Leave a comment. Feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And as always, fly Eagles fly.